If I was left be a rocker, I'd have lived some kind of fun. Like the leather pants and moccasins, girls with short haircuts is my friend. See me on your music channel, I'm the one that's wearing flannel. I'm a lesbian rocker. Wish I was a lesbian rocker. But then they play my song on the TV. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'd have it up this night of bad guitar. Well, I would be so famous, you would see. Jodie Foster would go down on me. Well, I'd be up here singing hits while staring at the girlfriend's eyes. I'm a lesbian rocker. I wish I was a lesbian rocker. But if they play my song on the TV, well, if I was a lesbian rocker, I'm a Elvis Chicago battery guitar. But I would never shave my armpit hair. I would be headlining Lilith Fair. It's those girls I like a bunch, and it's the person I like a bunch. I'm a lesbian rocker. I wish I was a lesbian rocker. And then they play my song on the TV. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'd have an Elvis Chicago battery guitar. Wish I was a lesbian rocker. And then they play my song on MTV. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'd have an Elvis Chicago battery. I wish I was a lesbian rocker. And then they play my song on MTV. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'd have an Elvis Chicago battery. I'd have an Elvis Chicago battery. I'd have an Elvis Chicago battery. Better praise you. She was there to then they played songs on it. If I was a lesbian rocker, I'd have an Elvis Chicago battery.
Well, hello.
Lloyd?
Hello, Jonathan. It is I, Little Noid.
Hello, little Lloyd.
How are you, Jonathan?
I am fine.
Jonathan, I am going to read a letter that I wrote when I went to choir camp. I wrote it to my mother and father, who I love so much. Here is the letter that I wrote from choir camp. Dearest mother and father, it is I, Little Noid. Oh, choir camp has been wonderful, mother and father. However, on the first day, I was at lunch eating by myself as usual when I overheard some people discussing opera. Well, mother and father, I began correcting some of the other campers on the proper pronunciation of the Latin verbiage in Schuster's third area. These people were talking behind me, and of course, they were incorrect. I stood up to correct them when I noticed sitting at the table my arch nemesis, the Wachowski twins.
Oh, no.
Oh, dearest mother and father, those twins beat me to a quivering, bloody mass of flesh.
It's horrible.
They beat me with a life-size cutout of Luciano Pavarotti.
That's a big cutout.
They then wrote the word dork on my forehead with a permanent marker, shoved my head and torso into a garbage can, and of course, they pantsed me.
Oh.
That's a pantsing.
Oh,
It was
no.
then, mother and father, at my lowest moment, in my darkest hour, that I met my newest friend. His name, mother and father, is Camp Counselor Harry.
Really?
Camp Counselor Harry took me out of the trash can, accidentally lost my pants, and took me back to his cabin. Camp Counselor Harry and I talked about the great singers of our time, and we drank iced tea. You would be impressed, mother and father. Camp Counselor Harry has such refined taste that the sugar in the tea, the sugar he put in my tea came from a capsule he opened and poured into my glass.
Wow. That's very refined.
He said I could only have two because they were very hard to get, and more than two might actually stop my heart. Camp Counselor Harry then told me that there were two secrets to being a great singer. The first was to massage my vocal cords. He told me that he would help massage my vocal cords with the use of a little device he picked up in San Francisco. It was strange, mother and father. This device only works in the dark. So he turned off all the lights and covered the windows. I am not sure what the device was that he used to massage my throat. I do know it was some sort of cylindrical object.
Really?
And well, mother and father,
Here it goes.
I could swear the voice massager had veins.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
I'm going home.
Mother and father, Counselor Harry said that I should sing a solo. He wanted to make sure I sang properly, so he positioned himself behind me to squeeze my lungs with his arms. He said that I should sing so hard that it hurt, especially in my backside. Dear mother and father, I must have sang very well because my
There
rear
are
end hurt
two
like the
participants
dickens.
in the conference. Please announce
And the
yourself.
more I sang, the more Camp Counselor Harry would scream words of encouragement like, yes, give it to me, and ride 'em cowboy.
Right, cowboy.
Needless to say, I am now one of Camp Counselor Harry's favorite campers. Tomorrow, he says he will fix me the same drink that great singer Rod Stewart has before he performs.
Yeah.
Well, mother and father, I must be going. Please give my love to my computer and say hello to my dog Pepe, to my pet gerbil Fluffy, to my pet parrot Crackers. And oh, mother and father, I will be seeing you soon. Sincerely, your son, Little Noid.
Ah.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Another fine adventure. Another fine letter from camp, from the one and only Little Noise.
Hey, kids, what time is it?
The alarm clock screams and there's a cat butt in my face. I don't want to get up.
face the human race. I take a shower, I take a pee, I drink some coffee, watch some TV. But nothing seems to keep my eyes open, nothing seems to get my blood flowing. Called up a friend of mine and asked what lights a fire under your behind. He says he spells relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for a morning disaster. They got gas, 10% testes, and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature, and there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite broadcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. I took my friend's advice to heart. I bought myself an FM radio. Now every weekday starts with a visit from the morning disaster show. And now I spell relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster. She got gas and breast and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature, but there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite broadcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster.
It's Nick Talk. It's Nick Talk. It's Nick Talk underscore 78. It's episode 1.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Nick Talk underscore 78 show.
What can I say?
This show is not brought to you by all these sponsors next to me.
Episode 100. We are here. Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? Episode 100.
100?
Yeah, can you believe? Nick, you've been on like every one, I think. Well, you missed that one where you were in you're driving whatever. But 100
when I
episodes.
was in Minnesota.
I was thinking you've been the co-host on almost every one.
It's my dedication to you.
Yeah. I think you're the guy that's with me every
Unlike some people.
Yeah. Hi, Nikki.
It's been there the last 5 years.
I'm just saying, but this time around, you've been here You've been here 5 years, but this time around, I know that you're the one who
He's sick.
boy, your excuses are really something. I mean, you've hurt your ankle.
Ear infection, COPD.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Your finger.
What?
Your finger.
My finger?
Yeah. It was up your ass all those days you couldn't be on. I forgot what was going on. You hurt I know there was at one time that you were.
Oh, here we go.
I think the ankle. I like making fun of her for the ankle because literally the ankle has nothing to do with talking.
I was on Narco and a bunch of other drugs.
Yeah. You like
or
your
Norco or whatever it's called.
Most people on podcasts are on drugs, so why
Yeah.
not just join the club?
You love your
Let me
drugs.
sleep when I'm on drugs.
Nobody loves drugs like Nikki. Boy. She loves
That's a t-shirt.
She loves the drugs, don't you? Yeah, Terry, can I get a t-shirt that says, you know the t-shirt you made like, are you rock hard? Can we do a t-shirt that just says Nikki loves the drugs? Or no one loves drugs like Nikki?
That's better.
Yeah. She loves the pot.
Don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me.
Yeah. Even though
There you
she's
go.
got even though she's got
So that was a Marilyn
COPD.
Manson song.
Even though she's got COPD, she still wolfs that pot down every day.
No, I don't.
Oh, just takes it in and holds it. Takes it in, holds it. Oh, and then lets it out. Oh, sweet herb. Do you talk to your weed?
I don't have any weed.
Oh, when you're smoking it, do you talk to you? Go, oh, sweet weed. Oh yeah.
No.
God bless you.
No.
I see Doran is also here. Hello, Doran.
Good morning.
Joining us from parts unknown, which is probably her kitchen.
It's the front room today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ow.
Ow.
It's episode 100. Can you believe we've done 100 episodes since it's been 100 episodes since I've been fired?
That's insane. I could not believe that when I read your post. It's crazy.
Isn't it nuts? This is 100 free episodes today. Wow.
Wow.
And also I see Jason is here. Hi, Jason's been on quite a few episodes for, someone who's done.
I've been on whenever I've had time off from work.
Yeah. But I'm serious. He's been on quite a few episodes for being someone who has a full-time job.
I had some free time to burn.
Yeah. I love it. We've got our fantastic regulars are all joining us in the chat room, as well as I want Nick, you got to remind me of this every once in a while, because I'm very bad at it. Every day we get new people who have never heard us or watched us or anything, every single day. And I'm horrible at remembering or at welcoming those new people. You know what I mean? Because new people come in and I want to bring them up to speed, but I always forget. So I think new people come in, they start watching the show or listen to the show, and they feel like they're not part of it, and they might leave.
And if you're new, just type in the chat box, "Hey, I'm new here," and then we'll greet you.
Yeah.
Or haze you, one of the two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that way we could bring you up to speed.
Or make fun of you.
If you're a regular, you know all the behind, the background of, are you rock hard? All the backgrounds and stuff. If you're new though, you don't know these things. You need to find out about them. Chris is saying he's been here every day. Chris, you've been here every day? I follow Chris on
bragging camp.
I follow Chris on TikTok, where he was faking these push-ups on his knees. He's doing girl push-ups for the Bears game on Sunday. But I didn't know he's been here every day. I see him quite a bit. Jordan, you look sultry today. You sultry.
I'm freezing to death.
You sultry vixen. Is it cold outside?
Oh my God, yeah, it's freezing. Well, to me, it's freezing, but I'm just not ready for. I'm not ready for the cold yet, so I've had to pull out the cardigan. So.
Well, you look hot today.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I'm sure you look hot too, Nikki. But God forbid you go on camp. By the way, DC says I'm new here. When do we call in for Styx tickets?
I replied with 11:15 p.m.
The phone number is 8.
You gotta listen for the sounder.
Phone number is 815-414-2125. By the way, Doran, you're just like my wife. My wife's the same way with the sneezing and my daughter and my daughter.
Nikki.
And my daughter is too. But my daughter, in fact, it's so bad. My daughter had to go take another COVID test yesterday.
Oh no.
Yeah, because but she already got the results back.
Oh, good.
They've got these tests. These tests are really quick now. The one over at Walgreens on Peoria Road.
Uh-oh.
9th Street,
Stop
excuse me.
it.
Yeah. They got the results are back like in a couple of hours. So
That's
she
fantastic.
took a test yesterday.
And of course she's negative because
she's
you guys don't go anywhere. So
well, because I'm telling you, it's now the harvest season, they're bringing up all that corn.
right.
So if you get that corn, that's what's causing it.
Well, and the wind
Yeah.
on Sunday was unbelievable. My son had 2 doubleheaders over the weekend, and by the Sunday afternoon game, it was like a complete dust bowl. They kept having to call timeout just to let the dust settle so the kids could see. It was awful.
You got to take that Zyrtec.
I do. I live on the Zyrtec and the Mucinex DM
Yep.
alternate. So my doctor told me to do.
That's good. That's a good cocktail.
Yeah. You got to dilute that in some whiskey.
Yeah,
That's
a little
not-
speedballing
Then
going
you're,
on.
you're living. Now you're talking. By the way, did you see that Chris admitted that he was doing girl push-ups? But still, I'm telling you, that's a lot of push-ups.
It doesn't matter. At least he's doing push-ups. I mean, really.
There's no way I can't. I can't even do girl push-ups. I can do push-ups.
Really?
I can do push-ups. I think I can. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because when I work out, my trainer Mike has me do these push-ups. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm leaning against this this thing. I'm not even sure what the thing is. I'm leaning against it and doing push-ups that way, but I can do them. So I think I could do girl push-ups. Except my problem is getting down on the ground.
Right.
Because I can't get up once I get down, It's a big chore to get up.
Get up to get down.
Yeah. In order to get down, I got to get down, if you know what I mean. I got to get down to get down. Yeah. So, oh well. I'm trying to read the chat room and do and talk at the same time, but
It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I'll stop reading the chat room because it confuses me. I'm just trying to get caught up with everybody. So what did you do yesterday, Nick? Was there anything special going on? Were you making new TikTok videos?
No, I did homework.
Oh, see, that's boring.
That is
I know
boring.
it's boring.
Nikki,
for
what
God's
I'm gonna do
sake.
homework
Still
again
posted
today.
a video or two. I thought I got a notification.
what did you do, Nikki, besides a little weed?
I didn't do any weed yesterday, unfortunately.
No weed for Nikki.
No weed for Nikki.
Hmm.
I am disappointed that I thought that the first was tomorrow.
Well, the first would be after Halloween, would be after September 30th.
I know, but I had my days all messed up.
So it would be what? Well, the first is
Thursday.
Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just run together anymore. I'm serious. I don't know what day's what. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
Feels like it.
And when you're at home all the time, it kind of happens that way.
That's the whole thing with this pandemic.
Hmm.
And by the way, we are still in a pandemic.
Right, and nothing's changed.
I know that some people are acting like, we're back to normal. We're not. We're not normal yet. We're still in the pandemic. So
We just hit 1 million deaths worldwide.
unbelievable. It's
Wow,
unbelievable.
that's, oh my
We're
God.
20% of it.
It's still, yeah, and we're over 200,000 deaths here. Freaking unbelievable. But by the way, we're
Awesome.
it's now getting in weird places. Like it already hit like the major population zones. It hit New York, Chicago, and different states. Now it's attacking places like Wyoming, South Dakota. Did you see the latest? Like the
Well, that's
places.
because of the Sturgis rally.
But there was the places that you would have thought, like when it first happened, COVID, I was saying, boy, this is like, I'm finally jealous that I don't live in Montana.
It was only a matter of time.
Because you thought COVID's never gonna get in South Dakota or Montana or Wyoming or Idaho, any of these places. You just never thought that it would go there. And lo and behold, it did.
It's there.
It's
Mhm.
there now. Like all those places are growing every day with the COVID. So
Well, they don't have very high populations to begin with in those states,
Yeah.
so
yeah, they can't
might
afford
just wipe them off the map.
they can't afford to lose their sick and elderly. Yeah. But that's all right. Florida and Florida still has growing cases, but I guess they've decided it's over.
So they just
Yeah.
they just decided in their state that
They just
they're done.
They just man in Florida themselves.
Yeah, they went, screw it. We're opening up all the bars. We're opening up all the restaurants. They just go about. I guess they've just decided it's not a thing. So they're just.
Shit, we're all going to be underwater anyway. Let's
Yeah.
might as well open up.
What the hell?
They've been hit by one too many hurricanes this year.
I saw an interview with somebody wearing a mask, and it was someone who was concerned about COVID. You know, they were concerned about it, and they were being asked about it in Florida, and they're basically saying, "This is crazy. We have a disease, and this guy's the governor there. He's opened everything up." And so the person was wearing a mask, and they were being interviewed on TV. And then there was another guy that was being interviewed, and he pulled up his mask, and it was an F Trump mask. Did anybody see this? Did anybody see this video?
No,
He pulls
I
up
did
an
not.
F. He pulls
What
up an
was
F.
it?
He pulls this mask. It says F Trump, and then the TV reporter was trying to pull his mask off because he was on TV. So the TV reporter is pulling his mask off. I'm like, you know what's going to happen is that guy's going to get COVID and then sue the TV station. Anyway.
Are you guys
Yeah.
talking about the party that happened in Florida with 1,000 people?
No, what happened?
Oh, I thought that's what I was hooking up still. So I couldn't hear. But yeah, the police just stopped a 1,000+ party
Good
at the
Lord.
Florida State University.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Oh,
And this is after
Wow.
1,000 students already tested positive, and the governor was saying, hey, he's not going to submit people to these draconian laws. You know, college kids are going to party, and that's how it is. I think he just wants to be like the cool dad.
Yeah.
You know, we've got too many of
Like
these
that.
so-called leaders, these governors and these officials that want to come on like they're the cool dad. And okay, everybody else is making all these rules, but hey, you know me, I'm the cool guy. So yeah, go ahead and party. You're a leader. You're not a rock star. You don't get to do that. Sometimes you got to tell people stuff they don't want to hear.
You're right. No, there's governors beside themselves who decided. Some of these governors have decided, you know what we need is we need to let as many people, they think it's like chicken pox. They've decided, let them catch it. If they catch it, then they, you know.
let everybody get it.
They decided they're going to create their own herd immunity. And so they're opening up their states, which is just ridiculous.
Well, there's no proof that this herd immunity thing is even a thing with this strain.
Because they don't know
Because
how
it keeps mutating and it
Yes.
changes, and you can get it more than once. And
they think they've decided that, you know, like most of us would say, and I'm just saying most people, I think whether you believe in all the stuff of COVID or not, most of us would say even one person dying is not acceptable. Because the thought of death is so, you know, is so,
Especially if it could be preventable.
yes.
You guys are old.
Yeah. And I'm just, but I'm,
The new breed is all like, we gotta, you know, sacrifice the weak.
yeah, well, that's not acceptable to me. To me, at least, it isn't. And I think that, I think that this new breed of governor who somehow has decided that there is an acceptable loss amount is ridiculous. Thank God I live in a state where the governor has decided that's not the case.
And legalize marijuana.
And legalize marijuana, yes, and sports gambling, and sport. Because I won some sports gambling last night. I won the Kansas City over Baltimore. However, I gotta say, 1,000-person party at Florida State sounds pretty good.
not a good idea.
I'll tell you, 18-year-old Ray Lytle would say that sounds like a hell of a time.
Yeah, sure. And you'd probably think your governor was really cool.
Yeah, 50-year-old Ray Lytle says that sounds like hell on earth. 50-year-old Ray Lytle would want to be nowhere near that. 22-year-old Ray Lytle would go, oh man, that sounds like a party.
Yeah, that sounds like a 3-way minimum. Minimum.
Yeah, the potential for 4-way. And that
Whatever kind of 3-way you want.
Yeah.
Minimum.
That's
Three-way.
what, that's what a 22-year-old Ray Lytle would
The
think.
pizza guy. 3-way. That's how minimum that was.
1,000.
Probably 20-year-old Jordan would have hosted that party.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
I used to throw some parties. Woo.
50-year-old Ray Lytle thinks that sounds like hell on earth. I mean,
That's the thing about these parties. They always, in the movies, they always talk about how the parents, they come home, they show the party, and the couch and the pillows are all wrecked and the bottles are everywhere. They never talk about the real mess that's got to be all over these teen parties that with 1,000 people.
Stained bed sheets,
sex parties.
Burn the mattresses.
Wear some galoshes.
Burn the mattresses.
Thank God.
Absolutely.
Thank God these parents ever come home and turn on the blue light or whatever. Just
Yeah.
see the
Walk in the
DNA
room and go,
spread.
whoa. They never talk about that either.
Now, and I'm telling you, at my age now, at 50, the idea of a good party is literally, is not
going to one.
It's skipping it. Is missing
Stay at home.
Missing the party because
people at a table talking about what hurts on their body.
At 50, the idea of a good party is missing it because a new Netflix series that I'm watching just came out.
Right on.
Or no, my idea of a party is somebody that I'm close friends with, doing something, and literally you hang out, and it's less than 10 people.
Right.
That sounds like a party.
My idea of a party at this point are those like watch parties or whatever that like Facebook or YouTube will have, where like there's all these people and we're all watching a movie together. We don't really know each other, and as soon as it gets to where you don't like it anymore, you just go boop, and you leave.
It's like the people
you don't have to say goodbye to anyone.
Yeah, the people
or the host.
The people in our chat room
ghost
are
everybody.
Yeah, they're partying right now.
Right.
And if it was a real party, that's what I would call the pee and flee. It's like, I'll be right back, and then you say you're going to go pee, and then you never come back.
Yeah,
So that's
I originated
the
that.
version of pee
I
and
was doing
flee.
that way
my
back.
move,
I was doing that back in high school. I was the original ghoster.
That was my move in the 90s. Yeah.
Always leave a party early.
I gotta pee, and my wife would know or she'd have to pee, and then she'd know to, just go outside. I'll be there in a second. Yeah. Grab the coats and wait for me outside. I gotta go, or else I'd go, I gotta go talk to so-and-so across the room. And then literally,
Always drive, always park far away.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Because you don't want to park close, because then you get boxed in.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
can't get
Yeah.
locked in. Yeah.
I used to
Yeah.
leave. I
Park down the street.
I remember.
Plus, if you're younger and the party gets busted, you can just take off. You don't have to worry about getting in your car right there in front of the police. You take off running. Your car's down the street.
Yeah.
Police don't care what's going on down the street.
When I was in Peoria, we'd go out, and then my wife and I, we'd get horny or whatever, and then we'd have to we'd bail out from no matter where we were. No matter where we were, we would bail out and go home, and and whatever we'd be doing at the party, we would stop and sneak out and find a way to go home. And then literally, you get home and you're undressing before you even get to the bedroom. The clothes are off. You're doing your business, and then after business, you're up and in bathrobes or whatever, and then turning on the TV, and then just laying down on the couch or whatever, or wherever you're watching TV, and then just going, oh my God, why didn't we just start the night with the sex? We could have skipped the whole party. We could have skipped the whole going out part, and we could have just skipped right to the sex and the watching stuff on TV. And then that's when you start making that decision where it's like, oh yeah, from now on, I'm just going to skip the party, or I'm just going to skip the club, and I'm just going to start with the good stuff. And there's the whole.
Here we are having a conversation.
And then it
about
evolves
having
into
sex
skipping the
again.
sex and just watching TV.
But that's what I'm saying. Is eventually you get too old, you just skip everything. No, but I'm saying that as you get older, you start to find out, here's what I can blow off. To where now it's just like the thought of leaving my house to go to a party, especially in a pandemic, is there's no way in hell.
Be around people.
Yeah.
that you just can't click off. Mm-mm.
But I
Nope.
could,
You can't click.
I like those clickable people.
but I could not imagine.
Mute, unfollow, snooze. You go to sleep now.
I could not imagine. I couldn't imagine in a pandemic. But if I was 22 years old, man, I can't imagine how hard it would be. You know,
It'd probably be pretty hard.
no, but
It's going to be very hard.
no, I'm
Rock
saying
a lot
like
of hardness going on.
how hard it would be
Rock hard.
to not go. How hard it would be to not go out and stuff. Like I got to give my daughter credit. My daughter's 18, and she has not gone out during this pandemic. She's home every night. You know, she hasn't snuck out to any parties, and she got through graduation and the summer and everything, and no parties. It's like she's staying safe. I don't think I could have been the same way at 18. There's no
Well,
way.
she's smarter than you, Ray.
No, she's a
so.
lot smarter than me. Thank God.
Well, people were cooler to be around back in the 80s.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
This is a gay person saying this. It's like now you can't even, everything just turns into the same thing. It's like,
I'm just the thought now. Even not during a pandemic, the thought now of even going to a party is just horrifies me. I'm serious. We were Friday night. Sean Bolint came over to my house. Did I tell this story yesterday?
Mhm.
Sean,
That's horrifying. What
Sean,
happened?
Sean came over to the house. Well, immediately my wife went to bed. My wife just got up. She goes, ugh, and she just got up.
It's the equivalent of people on here leaving.
Yeah, she literally didn't. She didn't sit down for like a minute. And no, she just went to bed. And so Sean came into my house, and then we sat and talked for like he showed up at like 11:30. I mean,
Oh my God.
who goes to a person's house at 11:30 at night?
On.
What kind
booty
of
call.
Sean.
What kind
Yeah.
what kind of sicko? And he stayed for like an hour or two, and then you know,
One thing led to another, and
no, nothing.
Yada.
They were watching
wife was
that.
upstairs asleep.
No, my
Netflix and chill.
my wife immediately went to bed, and then I mean Sean, he comes to my house, he takes off my shoes. Or he takes off
your
takes
shoes.
off his shoes. Then he took off he takes off his shoes, and he's sitting on the love seat in my living room. So he's got
Did he pat the cushion next to him and ask you to come over?
so he takes his shoes off, and then he grabs like a blanket, and I'm like thinking to myself, well, is he just gonna crash
Oh
there?
no.
And you start spooning.
And then literally, no, there was no spoon. There was no
You start
there was no-
forking.
There was no
Which one's the big spoon?
there was no spooning of the fat man. No, and then so I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe he's just gonna
He
stay
more
was
of a
forking like the kind you get at Dairy Queen.
the KFC sporks. And then like a half an hour later, he put his shoes on and he left. So I was
He's
like,
an odd duck.
I'm like, well, I guess he's not gonna stay because, like, well,
Didn't even bother to wipe up.
no, there was nothing to wipe up. Thank you. No,
Oh my
but
God.
he didn't. Like he never announced if he was staying or leaving or what. He just put his shoes on and left. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I was kind of happy because I was wanting to go to sleep like a half hour earlier, but he was in the middle of a conversation.
And wasn't that conversation about how are you doing this show?
No, the conversation was about Sean's life. It's the same conversation we have all the time.
I thought you said yesterday he was like constantly asking how you were doing the show.
How I was.
Asking about people you're bringing in and.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. But the conversation was, it always ends up at the same thing. It ends up about Sean's failures, Sean's failures in life.
Was the term dirty dancing used?
No, here's what happened.
I mean, you know what story I'm talking about, right? The one that's always got the dirty dancing in it.
Yeah.
And
No, I went to I was sitting on my I was sitting on my recliner and I had my TV remote and I went over to YouTube and I showed the Raymond Lytle Day video that we have for patrons.
Oh yeah.
And I showed it to Sean, and the whole thing was I was talking about and I said, I'll show you a video where you look thinner.
so he hadn't seen that yet?
No, he's not a patron.
Oh, so he hadn't even seen the one where he's doing the karaoke and George Strait's looking at him.
Yeah, he did see that. I showed that to him that night because the whole thing was he was talking about his past and women and how he's, the same thing that Sean. Every conversation you have
Same
with
thing he
Sean,
puts on Facebook all day long.
yes, it always ends up with the
It's
same
the same
thing.
conversation.
Yeah, he's fatherless, or no, he's childless, and women and how bad he's been mistreated, blah blah blah, and then how fat he is. And I was like, well, I have some video where you don't look so fat, and so I showed the Raymond Lytle video.
He can get a child.
Yeah, well, he'd be arrested if you just can't go nabbing children. No, but I'm saying, but I was showing him that. And then he started talking about how great he would have been a great quarterback. And I said, no, let me show you this other video where you throw like 8 interceptions. And so then I show the homecoming. And in the homecoming,
fucking Uncle Rico.
he started on the Uncle Rico shit. No, I swear to God, this is what he starts saying. He starts saying that he should have had a kid. Okay. Because if he had a child, that kid would probably be an NFL quarterback. Because they would have inherited his golden arm.
Mm-hmm. And he would have been one of the
Oh,
dudes
my
that's
God.
going to be out there playing that football. I didn't get to do my dream. Yo ass is going to do it.
Yeah.
But Dad, I want to paint. You can paint after you've made 10 touchdowns.
So, but he was saying the kid would have definitely, he's decided.
Yes.
If he would have had a child, his child would have definitely been a professional athlete. Because
No, that's not how that works.
the child would be
That's not how
gifted.
that works.
The child would be gifted with his arm.
How selfish.
Yeah.
And where did his arm get him?
He could throw a football
yeah.
over that mountain.
And
Sean.
he's convinced. And so then I showed him the video. I said, oh, here's a video where you throw like 8 interceptions. And so I showed him the homecoming video, which, by the way, the homecoming video only shows him throwing 1, I think. So we were watching videos, and then, that gets him going even more.
Oh no.
And he was, he was tragically,
Create monster.
then he got all sad.
Well, yeah, you
Is his
definitely. If
favorite
you are,
song "Glory Days" by Bruce Springsteen?
yeah, Springsteen, definitely.
Is
You know, when
Springsteen
you're
his
feeling
favorite?
down about yourself, the last thing you want to see is a picture of yourself when you look better. I mean, my God, way to go, Ray.
I probably should have thought of that before I was showing him video
Mm-hmm.
of himself in a much healthier state than he is now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you want to turn on like one of those reality shows with the people, that have to be carried out or whatever. Like, at least you're not that, So I was
Yeah,
saying
at least you're
before,
not
you
that
hang
guy.
around people that people could be like, hey, at least I'm not that far gone.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be some video of him looking worse than he looks now. Where the go-to video where you go to cheer him out, but there isn't. I mean,
I think that speaks for all of us. So I think this pandemic has been, that's why the memes are going around with Iggy Pop, and he's supposed to be Jennifer Aniston and whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of harsh. I mean, I know I've gained, I got to get this weight off. This is getting out of hand. And,
well,
not to mention the joblessness and the,
well, yeah,
things taking its toll.
you start to think of your own self-worth and you get depressed. I understand that, but it's like with me, I'm working out, but I'm still eating like a pig. I'm eating, even though I'm working out just enough to lose what I've recently put on,
So you're balancing it out.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
but no, I got to get to where I was, which was just constantly losing.
Which, by the way, I'm not judging my self-worth. I know people that are working in the radio industry. I am not like, oh my God, I wish I could be good like them.
Yeah.
I'm just more like feeling guilty, I guess. It's like a guilt that I should be working. I should be,
Productive.
contributing.
Do you feel guilty because you're happy that you're unemployed?
Yes, absolutely. That's it. You nailed it.
Well, that's because,
That's
but that's
awesome.
because
I get
you
that from my
got,
mother.
but when you got fired, the company you worked for gave you a nice severance package.
Yeah, and that's why I wasn't feeling that bad about it then. I still felt lazier and lazier
No,
all the
but
time.
I
Like
mean,
I'm being lazy now.
I can
And
understand.
now that that's over and there's nothing coming in, now I really feel like, okay.
But I'm saying, like when my company fired me, they literally kicked my ass out the door. They didn't give me a dime.
Wow.
At least.
Well, that's just a difference in companies, and
But I'm saying that your company at least said, we're going to give you a severance. We're going to pay you for so long.
Yeah.
And I'm, so I'm just saying, you get over it.
Because I think they think I'm a little crazy too. So I'm a little unpredictable.
You get over it.
You don't let that
you
out
get
the
over
door
it
and
a
just
lot
go fuck
quicker.
off.
You get over it a lot quicker in my
Smart of
situation
them.
than yours. Because there's no guilt. It's like, no, they fired me in my 50s. What the hell, what the hell am I gonna do now? There's nobody looking to hire anyone for radio jobs.
No. No, it sucks.
So what I had to do is basically create my own. And now like today's 100 show, and now I feel pretty good about it, So I'm like, this is my I created this baby. I'm the one who put this group of amazing people together, and we have fun every day, and you know what I mean? So I feel like I've accomplished something, even though I'm broke as hell and gaining weight.
I'm talking about like money coming in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean,
exclusively that's what I'm talking about when I say going to work.
You know what I mean? It's like I thank God that, we had the talent to at least put something together. And it's 100 episodes in, which is kind of cool,
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It seems like it was so long ago when we started, but then again, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Speaking of being unemployed, I don't know how much this affects people in the middle of the state, but I found out something really fun yesterday after about a month of trying to get unemployment.
Right.
The reason that my unemployment thing was rejected the first time online wasn't because of the severance. It's because you apply for unemployment in the state you worked in, not the state you live in.
So you have to apply in Missouri.
It's just like you guys probably would never deal with that, unless you do like work
yeah.
over the phone or
Yeah, because
internet or whatever.
We live in the middle of the state. You live right.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that time wasted, I should have been applying with, which I have now, but I should have applied with Missouri, not Illinois.
Oh boy.
So there's something to pass on to your border town friends. I don't know.
I didn't know that, Rocky. Thank you. That's
I didn't either. Yeah. And that should be mentioned, like, I don't know, somewhere in life, but nobody's ever said it to me.
Well, it depends on where, you've got to be living in a border area.
Well, I have been for,
Well, that's what
I
I
only lived
mean.
in Springfield for like 9 years.
I mean-
and the rest of my life's been here.
Nobody in Springfield would ever have any clue about that.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know, like I said, if you have internet-based jobs or whatever, some of that stuff might be going in that direction. And if you work for a company in, Fort Worth, they've got to give you the unemployment.
That's crazy. So now you've applied in Missouri?
Yes.
I'll be damned. I had no
And
idea.
I'm waiting on Missouri now.
Yeah. Good
Instead of
luck.
waiting on Illinois.
And then watch them reject it because you live in Illinois.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm expecting. That's why I need to get a damn job.
They're gonna.
Oh my God.
They're going to. They're
just be legit.
They're gonna say something like, they'll say, "Well, there's no pandemic. There's nothing going on here."
Yeah, you're filing unemployment in the wrong state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
Right.
say- because Missouri seems to have just bypassed the whole pandemic thing. They went right from people worried about a disease to partying at the Lake of the Ozarks
Mm-hmm.
and eating
That's
at restaurants.
I went to St. Louis a couple weeks ago. There was barely any mask wearing going on.
Yeah. for whatever reason, they just ignored it.
Yeah, the mask wearing is definitely in pockets on both, in Illinois here and in St. Louis. It's, you find areas where everybody's wearing a mask, and other than that, no, not so much. Like here where I live in the Edwardsville area, everybody's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It's a college town. It's SIUE is here.
It's a liberal city. Edwardsville's very left-leaning.
And then Collinsville is next to it, and that's kind of like people are kind of wearing masks there too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about good old Granite City, my hometown.
You get the Trump areas.
I would guess no.
When you get the Trump areas, like Doran, you're down in Carlinville at least once a week, right?
Yeah, I actually was down there on this past Saturday, a couple Saturdays ago, to help an old friend with a wedding party.
I bet you're not seeing a lot of masks down there.
And no one was wearing a mask. I walked in and I looked like the turd in the punch bowl because I was the only one wearing a mask.
And who wants to look like that? That's the point, Nobody wants to be like, so you're going to take it off. That's why I wear my Rolling Stones one. It's like, well, I might have a mask on, but I'm still a rock and roll, whatever, So I don't look like that, uptight. Oh my God, I've got a mask on. If no one else is wearing
one
one.
of those masks that has like an exact printout of the bottom part of your face.
Oh, I have seen those. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd wear the bottom half of Nikki's face on a mask.
What?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'd wear
That was random.
I'd wear the bottom half of Nikki's face. I just wanted to bring you the conversation, Nikki. That's all. I think I look interesting.
Make sure she's still awake. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, to make sure that she was still.
I'm trying not to sneeze.
I'll make sure she
again.
had. Still want to make sure she hadn't OD'd on whatever medicine she's on this week. No, but I have seen, like, you see girls wearing a guy with a goatees mask and stuff.
Yeah.
Those look kind of interesting.
Italian guy with like the mustache and the cigar, like the old mob boss from the 30s or whatever.
It depends on what area you're in. Like I live on the west side of Springfield. There's a lot of mask wearing in my area. It's a very left-leaning area. But I'm saying there are places I could drive to in this town. You're not going to see a mask. It doesn't.
North End.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're not going to see a mask. There's people out,
That is true.
There's people out doing they were at yard sales last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't a mask in sight.
The urban areas in St. Louis, that code word, a lot of mask wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the more you
the
get
African American community here is definitely embracing the masks.
Yeah. Well, they're left leaning. I'm saying when you go to Trump zones, if you go to a real, and I'm just saying that the people who are big Trumpers, the more Trump fans you see in yards, the less masks you're going to see.
Well, and the African American who had the highest rate of,
well, they're dying.
And so that the various community leaders responded and got the message out, and people fear for their lives. They're wearing masks, so and it has actually brought that down, so they're no longer way up there.
I'm telling you,
that's what responding with wearing masks does. It actually brings the numbers down. Who knew?
A lot of Mexicans. If you look at the death rate of African American and Latino Americans who are dying from it, it's really, and I don't know if it's anything genetic or if it's just that we tend to live in the poorer areas. But for me, it's like, that's enough. I have Latino blood. I'm wearing a mask. I'm not going to fuck around with it. I don't want to, I don't want to risk it. If it is, I don't know if it's something scientific or natural or not. I'm not going to mess with it. I'll go work out. When I work out, I will wear a mask the entire workout, even when I'm breathing hard and I have that mask on. I'm not going to play with it.
They need to come up with different masks. They need to have like 3 or 4 and rotate. People wear the same one all the time. It's like that's your new like shirt. You wouldn't wear the same shirt every day. I mean,
I've got
I don't think
You're supposed to wash them.
I've got a black one.
you got to watch washing them because they can shrink.
I've got a black one that's a cloth that my wife has to wash, and then I went to Core Insulation, you know, and for Corey, and we got a box of them. She has those blue ones, you know what I mean? Those
Those are the
Medical
kind I
one.
have
yeah,
for work.
the throwaway
Mhm.
ones. Yeah.
Right.
We got a box of those from Core Insulation. And you can get them really cheap. That I wear as well. So it just depends on, you know. Like when I go work out, it depends if my black one's clean or not. If she's done laundry, then I'll wear the black one. If not, I just wear the blue one.
I love the no more fake smiling at people too. Fake smiling at strangers. You don't know whether to smile at them or not.
Yeah, but you know,
Staring
I
at
still
them.
do it. I still do it.
Oh, hell, people don't even make eye contact anymore with
Yeah.
masks. Look down and just go.
that's how I communicate, though. I do communicate with people a lot. I notice this. I communicate with people a lot where I just smile at them and they will smile back. And I've
Mhm.
noticed when I have the mask on, you can't tell when I'm smiling.
No.
You know,
It's hard.
so I don't have that.
It's very hard.
I mean, that's how I flirt. That's how I, you know, that's how I let people know.
That's how you roll, Ray.
Tell
That's
it-
how you do
yeah.
it.
I mean, I'll be
Work your mojo.
working out.
Mhm.
Like I'll be working out, working really hard, and then some hottie will walk by, you know, and I'll smile and let them know. I know I'm grunting and groaning, but I'm fine. You know what I mean? That's sort of what the smile says, and they smile back. But now I can't tell if they're smiling or looking in repulse, you know, or they have a repulsed look on their face. I just can't, you know, I can't tell anymore. And I miss not knowing if people are smiling at me, you know. Oh, Kathy says that one of the healthcare workers in her family just came down with COVID. She's 30 and she's struggling. That sucks. Wow, that sucks. A 30-year-old with it. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry about that,
Goodness.
Kathy. That
Sorry,
sucks.
Kathy.
Yeah. Ah, damn. I'm telling you, my daughter got a test yesterday. One of those you know, they said get a test just in case. And it turned out she didn't have it, thank God. I don't know. Brian's saying that he knows people who work for TSA that have gotten pretty good at reading eyes to see if people are smiling. But I don't know. Like I've tried it. I've taken a picture of myself and put it on Facebook, and I'll say, am I smiling or not? And I got to be honest, people can't tell.
No, I couldn't tell, and I've known you forever.
Yeah.
I guess strong. Mm-hmm.
It's in your.
It's because I'm fat. Well,
It's right here.
yeah, but I'm fat. Like here, like I can. Here's me smiling. Here's me smiling. Here's me not smiling.
Yeah,
I
your
can tell.
cheeks go up. Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom, like your bottom lid kind of pushes up a little bit when you smile because it pushes your cheeks up.
I'm
Yeah,
smiling.
even if I just grin, you can see the right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe people can't tell if they're looking close enough.
Experiment done live.
Well, my face is always. I mean, I'm fat, so I always look like.
Well,
Yeah, but if you're
regardless of the
not
amount of
fat, then
dice
you have
sport
the
I
cheek. You have the tight cheekbones. So
I always look like I'm in the middle of taking
Yeah,
a.
regardless of how much my face has been shot up, you can always tell exactly what's going on in my mind by looking at my eyes. You just can't lie.
So are you saying that you're Botox now?
Hmm?
They-
Well, it's wearing off. I had it done. When was that? June? It's starting to wear off a little bit already. I can move my eyebrows again, and I don't know how I feel about that.
You got a pretty face. Stop shooting yourself up with that Botox. What's wrong with you?
Thank you. I just don't like the wrinkly stuff.
I
my whole thing is I always got accused of looking pissed off all the time because if I don't smile, then my whole face kind of goes down. I look upset, I guess. And if I do, nobody just walks around smiling all the time. Then you look crazy. So this whole mask thing is taken away from all that.
I always look like I'm in the middle of a strenuous shit. You know,
And it's nice to not have to worry about walking around and, oh, do I look like I'm mad? Or, all that kind of stuff.
Rocky has resting bitch face.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, I've always, people ask me what's wrong, or it's like nothing. And then you get this reputation for being pissed off all the time. And it's like, I'm not, I'm just getting, I get tired of people asking me if I'm upset all the time.
That's just my face. Sorry.
Right.
Resting bitch face Rocky.
I mean, I had that before it was even called that.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I always look like I'm in the middle of a really strenuous dump.
Here we are.
You know.
Can't get through one show without talking about it.
I'm just saying this is what I look like.
How about Lucky Charms with just the charms? That's the new candy for Halloween.
What is
you can now buy a bag of Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
That
The
is
marshmallows.
just the charms. Just the marshmallows.
That's probably too much, right?
Skip any kind of illusion of nutrition. Just the marshmallows.
They just got rid of the cat food portion.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like my dog gets a mixture of hard dog food and some chicken. This would literally be just skipping the hard dog food. And for him it would just be the chicken, but for us it's just the marshmallow portion.
So yummy.
I would
That's
try
the new one out.
I'd try that. It would be like crunch berries with just the berries and not the.
Yeah, they have that.
Oh, they do have that?
Oh yeah, that's called whoops, just berries, like it's a mistake. That's been out for years. Like, whoops, we made a mistake and just put all berries in.
I'll be damned.
So instead of light green, it'll come out dark green. Woo, it's all colors.
My wife eats the regular Captain Crunch, you know what I mean? So she never buys the crunch berries. So I don't usually get them. But she wants the regular Captain Crunch. To just eat up the roof of your mouth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I
How does
like
that happen?
I like the berries.
It's not like it's sharp or anything. It just I don't know. You eat it and there's no problem, and then you feel, oh, wait a minute. My whole mouth's ruined.
It has corners. That's why. It has corners. It eats up the top of your mouth. Yeah, but I like the crunch berries. I can't remember the last time I had them, but they're good.
They're like little pieces of pumice stone.
Yeah, that's what the Captain Crunch is like.
Mm-hmm.
It just eats you up. It's delicious. By the way, I love when we talk cereal. I really do.
Well, it's a morning type
Yeah.
discussion.
But I get hungry. Every time we talk cereal, I get hungry. I like right now I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, I want to get some cereal. I want some. I wonder if we have any Captain Crunch. I want some. Anymore though, I notice it's whatever my daughter likes is what my wife buys. She doesn't even take my choices under consideration.
So is your daughter at that point where she's starting to eat like the like the graham checks and the whatever, the Special K and
No, my
all
daughter
that?
obviously my daughter's into Frosted Flakes
Oh, that's kind of like a midway.
because that's
When you're traveling out of like kid land, but you're not quite at grape nuts yet.
Yeah, but she's not.
Frosted Flakes. That's like life.
She's not
cereal.
she's not eating the fun stuff anymore. Like there's no Fruity
It has
Pebbles.
a tiger on it. It's got a talking tiger. That's
Yeah.
fun.
No, and I like Frosted Flakes too, but there's no Fruity Pebbles. There's no more
Yeah.
Lucky Charms. There's
That's why I said it. It's Frosted Flakes is like life cereal. It's the
Yeah.
gateway between going away from the children's stuff, but not quite as, not quite Raisin Bran yet.
it won't be long before she's eating,
Bowl of Twigs with milk on it.
Cheerios or
Skim milk. Bowl of Twigs with skim milk on it.
what are the really crunchy things?
Grape nuts.
Grape nuts, yeah. that
Yeah,
don't have
grape
much
nuts.
taste. What do you eat? I bet Doran eats some kind of shitty cereal. What cereal do you eat, Doran?
I have in my cabinet right now, I think Special K with strawberries and Special K with raspberries.
Special K. You don't force your child to eat that, do you?
What?
You don't force your child to eat that Special K, do you?
He actually likes it. He actually was the one who wanted to buy the one with strawberries in it because he had it at one of his buddies' houses last year.
Really?
So he likes it. But no, we also have Cinnamon Toast Crunch in there. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah, he never really did like the real sugary cereals. And I always liked grape nuts, but my grandpa taught me how to eat them with, you put whole milk or half and half on them.
Yeah.
With like 2 tablespoons full of sugar, and you put it in the microwave and make it like a hot cereal and get it kind of mushy so it doesn't break your dentures off, So yeah, it was actually pretty good, but I don't do sugar or much dairy anymore. So
I just knew if anybody was eating healthy cereal, you knew it was Doran.
I went through a stage. I went, like I said before, in my mid-20s and 30s. I was all about the Raisin Nut Bran and the all that stuff. And then just, I don't know, went right back when I turned like 40. It was like, hell with it. It's time to go revisit an old friend, Captain Crunch. And then it led to, and then Terry's got all the Fruity Pebbles and chocolate, whatever the hell the chocolate cookies are. They're little chocolate cookies.
Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, Cookie Crisp.
I used to love those.
Wait, you never eat your husband's cereal? Like
I started eating that Cookie Crisp. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the Fruity Pebbles, but yeah, cookies. That's all it is. Cookies and milk.
Like I'll
chip cookies.
I'll occasionally look at the cabinet and be like, oh, that Captain Crunch. I know that's my wife's. And I love her, but she's not here. Guess I'm having a big bowl of Captain Crunch.
Yeah, that's why he started like getting like 5 boxes of everything and going in bulk.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's what you eat, Nikki?
Yeah.
I hate.
That's another gateway. That's another Frosted Flakes type middle ground.
I've never eaten Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Is Nikki on her way back from healthy back to cartoon, or are you still traveling from cartoon to healthy?
Cartoon
cereals.
Oh, the cereal that I had before this that I was eating was peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Good Lord.
Okay, so you're still okay. So you haven't come back around yet.
No. Well,
Okay.
a couple years ago when I lost a lot of weight, I was eating Sunbelt granola something or other.
And it came right back around to Captain Crunch peanut butter. It's the same one. It's Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch.
I used to eat the honey nut. I used to eat honey nut Cheerios, and then I was eating the almond. Or no, what was it? It was almond. Shit.
Almond what?
It looked like cornflakes.
Almond nut something. Almond nut crunch.
Something like that. It's literally. It looks like cornflakes.
Honey bunches of oats.
But it's got slivers.
Maybe it's
like
honey bunches of oats.
slivers of almond in it.
I think that's right. Yeah, honey bunches of oats that has the.
Ooh. Oats.
Yeah, there's not a lot of sugar. There's no sugar in it. But I was eating that for a while, and then I just said,
One of my favorites is Corn Bran.
Corn Bran.
Because it's a little sweet, but not Corn Bran. Mm-hmm.
What's in Corn Bran?
Corn and bran. They're like little squares. They look like little pillows with lines on them. They're kind of puffed up. They're pretty good.
I think Jason made a good point in the chat room. He said, at least it's not ice cream sandwich. So yeah, Nikki's getting some nutritional value from the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, all the fake vitamins they spray on it.
I don't know. I mean, how much bran do you need? I mean,
yeah, I gotta go back to the adult cereals. I can't keep it up with this child and soda, and I mean, that's another thing that's gone to hell.
Water. Stop it.
Yeah. Health has gone to hell.
I gotta stop with this.
I really used to like grape nut flakes, but they don't make them anymore. They quit making them about a year or so ago.
And yep, turned to Captain Crunch. Couldn't get what you wanted. Had to
I
go to
know.
Had to get a fish.
That's your excuse. No, I'm gonna do. I want to get back to a honey bunches of oats with almond milk.
Ooh, God, oats.
Well, it's
oats.
What do you got against oats? Like the
Only kind of
first time
oats
you
I
said
like has a
that.
mustache and sings, "She's gone, what went wrong?"
That's a great line. You know what? That if someone reads a transcript, that's a very funny line. That's the only oats. That's the only oats that Rocky likes. It's very funny.
I don't like oats, oatmeal, or any of that.
Do you like
Is it
a
a
texture
cookie?
thing?
I don't know. I just don't like the taste, I guess.
You know,
Oh,
after my teeth, after when I had my my oral surgery a couple weeks ago, I had oatmeal and cream of wheat.
Oh, cream of wheat.
It's
Oh, I
fantastic.
Yeah, I don't like that
cream of
either.
wheat.
It's
I love
fantastic. Cream of wheat is so good.
Love cream of wheat.
Oh my god.
Love it.
put honey in it.
So good.
Yeah. You know what I've got? Oh hell, I just had it at the top of my.
You just got a brain fart.
Yeah, I just said I'm like Ron Paul. I think I just had a stroke on the air. I'm like Ron Paul. What the hell was I gonna say? Well, I lost
You've
it.
done this a couple times this morning. I'm
Yeah,
starting
I
to
don't know.
worry about you.
I don't know what it was. I had a great thought and I just lost the thought.
He's reading, talking, and trying to listen
Yeah,
at the same
that's right. That's
time.
what it is. I start reading that freaking chat room and I get ADD and I lose it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. And this is 100th episode of my doing this.
Yes.
Sorry.
I think you would have learned by now.
Yeah, you'd think.
The whole Hall & Oates thing blew his mind.
I love the line of "That's not my favorite oats." I just thought that was a great line.
Now,
That was
the song,
that was one of those
the race
only
walk
Rocky
process.
lines.
It's gone.
You know, there's not many people that would make that joke other than Rocky. And now I'm hearing, I don't know who that is. I'm hearing a kid.
Saying 29.
A room or something.
Say my kid's in the other room and the door shut. So
29. 29.
My kid skipped school and went fishing, so he's not even home.
So he didn't even take the. If you're going to take the Chromebook with him and said, "Yeah, I'm sitting here in class." Casting.
Well, he did take it with him. Whether or not he decides to turn it on and use it is another thing. So I don't know.
be able to connect to the internet wherever he is if he's fishing.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see how that goes out. I'm sure we'll be getting a phone call later. But
Yeah, but I got to get.
Oh,
back,
well.
I got to get back to eating a healthier. Like there was a time when I was eating. Literally, I
Mhm.
wouldn't eat from 5 in the afternoon the day before. I wouldn't eat until 12 the next day.
You're doing an intermittent
Yeah, I was fasting.
fasting.
So I was losing all my weight. And then when I would eat, I would have like a bowl of honey bunches of oats. That would be or a salad. And then I'd have a salad like a couple hours later. And the salad would have like a chopped up hard-boiled egg in it. So I'd have lettuce, tomato, and not a lot of tomato, a chopped up hard-boiled egg, and a little bit of dressing. That would be my salad. Or a little bit of cheese, you know. And then
I'll start doing that again.
yeah,
It's just all about meal prep.
it's a lot of work. But here's the thing.
It is a lot of work.
Like my wife, whom I love, I adore her. But
You know it's gonna be good when that disclaimer goes in first.
she likes to make dinner. She likes to get home from work and cook something. And then she goes, "Well, what are we gonna have for dinner?" And I'll be like, "I'm fine eating nothing." "Oh no, well, let's have something. Why don't we have?" And then she starts naming off all this shit. And so then she rushes home after work, but then she has to stop at the store and she has to do this. And then she comes home and she goes to see my daughter and then they talk or whatever. And then she doesn't even start fucking making dinner till like 7:30.
Oh, good Lord.
So next thing you know, it's like 8:30 and she's like, "Oh, here's the dinner that I promised you." And I'm like, "I can't eat this. It's too late." And then she gets pissed off. You know what I mean? So I don't even fight.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because I would get pissed off too.
well, I don't
I'm
even,
like, what the hell schedule are you on that you can't eat when if I put this damn thing on the table at 1 a.m., you're gonna eat it.
no, I'm saying, like, I was losing weight. I was losing weight when we didn't eat dinner. And I don't mind. I don't mind if she eats. You know what I mean? But it's like she gets hurt if I don't eat. And but I don't, you know.
We do get offended by that, especially if we put forth the effort to make it and you don't eat it.
Yeah,
then more than likely at my house, you're going to wear the shit.
I'm not asking her to make it. That's my point. Is I'm not asking her to make it. I'm saying no. Relax. You work too hard. Don't make it. But I'm saying she likes to make dinner. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, and then if she makes it, she doesn't want to eat by herself.
Well, I can't because, you know, I need to stop eating by 5 o'clock, so I can. I gotta start losing weight
Can you
again.
switch it a little bit? So instead of stop eating at 5 o'clock, you stop eating at 9, and it's just later you have to wait the next day.
That means I'd have to eat. So I work out after this show. So I work out like at 10:30.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means I get home like right around noon.
Okay.
I want to eat as soon as right after I work out so that I have something in my system. So I like eating around noon. I can't hold out till 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon to eat because I'm starving after I work out. You know what I mean? So
that's understandable.
Yeah.
Right.
And I only give myself like 4 hours to eat, you know. So between noon and 4. I don't need to be eating at 8:30.
Have some sugar-free jello.
Yeah, just like or eat a hard-boiled egg right after your workout, and then eat something a little more substantial a couple hours later.
I was better when I had like a bowl of honey bunches of oats with some almond milk.
He wants the cereal, Dorn.
At noon.
I hear him.
And then like at 1:30, I'd have like a salad. And then at 4 o'clock, I'd eat like a sandwich or something. You know what I mean? I'd have like a boring fucking sandwich, like some kind of oat bread bullshit, you know, whatever
oats
with and very little mayonnaise. God forbid I eat mayonnaise. The doctors go insane. Eat a little with ham.
Undertaker likes it though.
With ham. I'll even take bologna. I don't care. Lettuce, you know, tomato, whatever. I'll eat that. That's a little sandwich. So and then I'm done. Then I'm done for the day. Then I wait my 20 hours and I eat again the next day at noon. But like I said, my wife gets upset because she wants to come home and make dinner. And then you know,
that's how she shows her love.
Well, she could show love in other ways, you know. Strip for me out of the tub or something or whatever. Strip for me. You could take care of me that way. But I don't need to, you know. So many days a week I need to go back to my long time fasting. Because I still fast. Like I can eat at 7 o'clock and then eat at noon the next day and still have a little bit of a fast. But I need to get that long fast.
Or maybe
that 20 hours.
Put it in Tupperware and eat it the next day when you can.
Oh, Tupperware. What do you think?
There you go.
I'm not a goddamn immigrant.
Yes, Roommate.
Well, at least it's not in Grandma's old Cool Whip bowl, okay?
Yeah.
Whatever, put it in. Save it.
Country crock.
Right.
18 country crocks in the refrigerator. Nobody knows what's in any of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
Margarine.
But it's not butter. I'll tell you that. There's no butter in any of them.
God damn. There's nothing worse than margarine. I think margarine might be the worst thing on earth.
It's not
Did
good
you know
for
it's
you.
like a molecule or two away from plastic?
Yeah.
I grew up on it and I didn't know really anything else because I mean all the way up till
Me
like
too.
about the 6th grade And then I had some real butter, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Like, holy shit, what is this?
Right.
This
Right.
is amazing.
Yeah.
That's when I met my wife. My wife's the one who introduced me to real butter, which was weird because at the time she weighed like 104 pounds and I weighed 300 something, you know. But she was the one who got me to real butter.
Yeah, I never turned back. In fact, I have never, from my, once I moved out of my house and our parents' house and was on my own, I have never bought margarine for myself.
Oh my God.
Ever. I've always bought just butter.
Margarine is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Like you go to a restaurant and they don't have butter. They have whatever the hell they call it.
Parquet.
Whipped spread or whatever the hell generic
Yes.
terms. And it's like, what the hell? What are you putting on your food? And my wife is always one who goes, this is how she first introduced me to it. We would go out for dinner and my wife would go to the waitress and say, "Can I get some real butter?" And they go, "What?" She goes, "I want I want real butter. I don't want whatever this is." And they would bring real butter. And I ate it and I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." And she goes, "This is what you're missing." And
So
then,
do you know the story behind margarine? Like why it was initially developed?
I'm sure they just wanted to convince people that eating butter was bad for you and have margarine, which is healthy, but it's basically putting, I don't even know what the hell it's made out of.
Wasn't even originally made for food, right?
Plastic.
It's
It was
plastic.
basically, they used it to feed to turkeys, to fatten them up and make them look more, enticing or whatever. It was to help like pump up turkeys and chickens and things like that. And then they realized that they were dying.
Oh.
And so then they reconfigured it and said, you know what, this tastes a lot like butter. It doesn't have the fat in it. It doesn't have, so then they started marketing it as margarine.
And they started marketing it to humans, and humans were dumb enough to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's
The same-
marketed right, they'll do anything, right?
The same humans that are now saying, "Oh, fuck, I don't need no mask." They were the reason that we got margarine that we were eating.
Great Auto Morning Disaster is brought to you by Country Crock.
I don't care. No,
It's for suckers.
no matter what, I will never, ever have a margarine company advertise on any entertainment program that I do. I make that promise to you, America. No, but I can't believe, like, you go to a breakfast place, they're the worst. And they make amazing pancakes. All right. And then you say, "Can I have some butter?" And they bring you the fucking spread or whatever. They bring you margarine. You might, I mean, just take a dump. I'm sorry. Could you take my pancake? Could you take my pancakes back to the kitchen and have the cook squat over them and just shit on the pancakes because it's gonna be better than the margarine.
Then just bring extra syrup to
Yeah.
cover that up.
I can't even.
Buttered flavor syrup.
I can't even.
Another great thing about what's going on now with everybody doing the curbside pickup and the delivery, we have Denny's and all that, the pancakes and whatever delivered sometimes. And you just take that, throw it away, and get your own butter.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I do. I mean,
Do they stay
that'll
hot
put
when you have it delivered? Do they stay hot?
oh yeah, it's all like I said. I'm saying before, the delivery stuff, because we've been doing it for a while, seems to be improving all the time. They seem to keep coming up with better ways. The food from all different places looks better and better every time. Like the first few times, like, the French fries are all over the place and the hamburgers, off the bun, that kind of, but now stuff's coming sealed, that type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
I've never
throw
been
out
able
the
to
margin,
find.
use your own butter.
I
Can't do that in a restaurant.
Never found pancakes as good as the kind my wife. My wife makes the best pancakes. I mean, I wish she didn't, because look at me, I'm like a fucking I weigh more than a cow. But her pancakes are amazing. So it's not something that I would ever have delivered. But if they were hot, that might be something you'd try. But you gotta have butter. You can't have fucking spread,
Yeah.
parquet, country crock.
That was always country crock.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it's not butter. Really, I can't believe it's not feces because that's what it tastes like.
We always had imperial margarine. That's what we always
Yeah, we
had.
did too.
My mom and the goddamn margarine. I can't believe I grew up with margarine.
I did too until I
Oh.
tasted butter. Yeah.
I mean, and we're Mexican. My grandfather came from the old country. He would be disgusted.
Worked the soil.
Yeah, he would be disgusted if he found out he, worked on the railroads. He slaved away in order to make a good life for his family. He would be disgusted if he knew his daughter was feeding her children margarine. I'll tell you. That's the only time we got butters and the only time we didn't, and I just know because we didn't have margarine. When my grandparents would come down from Chicago, the margarine would change, and we would have a. Do you remember the butter dish? Anybody remember what a butter dish was?
I have one on my kitchen counter right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too.
Well, we would put a butter dish out when my grandparents would come from Chicago, that we were never allowed to use. Like we had to get a knife full of the parquet, whatever, in the goddamn refrigerator.
In the bucket.
Yeah, in the bucket.
The tub.
Yeah, but in the tub, you're right.
Tub of margarine.
But my grandfather would get that butter thing where you'd have to lift the top off, and I never noticed it was something different, But because she would because she didn't want him to know that she was giving her children that cheap ass fucking margarine.
Yeah, you should have outed her.
How dare she? I'd say I didn't figure it out. I didn't figure it out until I met Dee. She's the one who introduced me to butter. And then it wasn't long till I was passing 400. I was like, I can't believe I ate margarine. Like a fucking.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Once you go butter, you don't go back. It's like,
That's true.
just like Last Tango in Paris.
What? Oh no. What a reference. Damn. Yeah.
Dang.
At least it wasn't margarine.
I just I didn't realize there was a difference between butter and margarine until I was in my 20s.
Yeah, I didn't need. Well, I was probably in about the 7th grade, I think, because we just never had it. And even if we had the sticks, like for cooking,
Yeah.
it was margarine sticks. It was country crock
Yeah.
sticks.
Yep.
Bubba's in the chat room. He says,
Margarine sticks.
do you guys prefer Miracle Whip or real mayo?
There's a point in time for each.
Miracle Whip.
Exactly.
Yeah, Miracle Whip is good with, it just depends.
Mhm.
I like Miracle Whip.
I don't really care for either of them anymore. I'm more different flavored. Once you discover the like sriracha sauce and stuff like, you don't do the Miracle Whip anymore.
Yeah, my daughter.
I
eats-
love horseradish. Horseradish is my thing.
my daughter.
Ground up horseradish.
Miracle Whip is stuff you have when you're in 3rd grade on a bologna sandwich.
Well, I'm just saying that my daughter just gets bread, meat, and cheese, and to her that's a sandwich, and I'll be like, oh my god.
That my son is the same way.
I don't understand these
bread,
young
meat, and
people.
cheese, no condiments.
Wow.
It's weird to me.
I like I'll take a little mayo, just a little bit. But there is a time for Miracle Whip. Occasionally with ham, you get a little Miracle Whip.
I like brown spicy mustard, like with my ham and
never
cheese.
had it.
Yeah, once that you go into you don't go back to it's again. You don't go back. You don't go back to Miracle Whip after you've done the Dijon and the like I said, sriracha and the.
I must improve my palate, you guys. I got to try that. What are you talking about?
Definitely.
The brown. What?
Well, that stuff started coming in squeeze bottles, and so
rather than the jars.
Oh,
Right. So
put
it's
this
more
on a ham
convenient.
sandwich, you know.
So Doran, give me what did you brown mustard or what did you
Brown spicy mustard. And the reason I tried it is because those Grey Poupon commercials used to crack me up. And so so I decided to try the brown spicy mustard, and I love it. I've not gone back.
And Rocky, you're saying sriracha sauce or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Well, just any kind of spicy or, you know.
I'll try
Miracle
some of
Whip just seems like it's kind of tasteless, you know, just kind of like just a glob of like, you know,
Some
what's
people
the
like
flavor in it?
to enhance the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll try.
Some people
I'll
put a
try
little bit of
some.
warmth to it, like wasabi or horseradish or a ginger or a chili paste or chili sauce, something like that.
Well, now
Some
usually
Hershey's chocolate mix, you know, something.
for me, it's usually just mayo. Like I just put a little dab of mayo on.
A little, Ray.
But I'll try some.
Live a
of that.
little.
No, I hadn't tried it. No, I will. I'm always having just a little bit of mayo.
Mix a little bit of mayo with a little bit of barbecue sauce, and you'll thank me.
Mayo.
Oh yeah, that's another one. All the different barbecue sauces that come in little things now that you just, you know, use for a month or whatever, like mustard.
I'll try it. No, I didn't. I hadn't.
The
I hadn't
mayo
tried it.
and the barbecue sauce is supposed to be like a replica of the sauce. They dunk the onion rings in it. One of the hamburger places.
All I know is that
I don't even do ketchup really anymore. I was doing like ranch and.
I couldn't do a sandwich with just bread and meat and cheese. That's just, you know.
No.
I need some kind of spread.
Blah 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 blah.
Only a strange person would make a sandwich like. Oh, I forgot.
What I should do is literally.
We were talking about your daughter.
What I should do is I should just take the bread and the meat and the cheese and throw them in the garbage and just eat the lettuce and tomato, and I'd be a lot better off. That's what I should be eating. I shouldn't be eating all the other stuff, but I'll try some.
You want to be a rabbit?
Well, I'm just. I'll try some of the you know. I'll try some different spreads, some different sauces.
Broaden your palate.
Yeah. So I'm sure I like it, but I just have never tried it. You know, because my wife's the same way as my daughter. She never eats mayonnaise or anything. So considering I'm the only one that's going to eat it, I'm sure she's not going to be.
Yeah. Again, I don't remember the last time I bought. I don't think I've ever bought for myself like Miracle Whip or salad dressing like that. Maybe like ranch or blue cheese. But again, that's to put on fries and onion rings and.
Well, I like saying Miracle Whip, just like Cool Whip. Nick, I bet Nick likes that too. I like.
Oh, I say whip all the time.
I like whip because I like the way it sounds.
So weird.
Isn't that a holy thing or something?
Yeah, that's what I like. Whip. So usually if it has whip in the title, I'm all about it.
Sounds a little kinky, Ray.
Yeah.
The problem comes along. You must flip it.
You must whip it. I've never given anyone a whipping.
Have you ever
My
received
father
a whipping?
did. He would say that
No.
that H.
I've never received a whipping either.
He wouldn't do whippings. He would do whoopings.
You're gonna get a whipping.
But it still had that H. My dad would say the H. Fight, whooping.
You goddamn you son of a bitch, you're gonna get a whooping.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a smart ass on you, boy. You're gonna get a whipping. A
Yep.
whooping. Yeah. No, I do like using the wha sound. There's not enough letters that allow you to say it. Not enough words.
Sweet.
This is called the glide cluster reduction.
The glide is the what?
Glide cluster reduction is what it's called.
And
that is when you put the that's the difference between the saying the H and not, I guess.
oh, I like the glide cluster reduction. He sounds like
Fascinating.
That sounds like a fancy food.
yeah. It sounds like the guy that somebody stars on a.
Sounds like a roller coaster ride.
It sounds like the star of a the stars of a soap opera, like the best actor on a soap opera. It's Days of Our Lives, starring John Davis and Clyde Cluster Reduction. That's what it sounds like to me.
A cluster, it's a reduction. That's like a surgery.
Or whatever you, yeah.
That would be on a soap opera. A soap opera surgery, a made-up thing that the soap opera star had to have.
Had to have a glide cluster reduction.
Oh no! My uncle had one of those.
Everyone, I've got some bad news.
Did you have the organ?
As it turns out, my flamonga is too large and it's killing me. I'm going to need a glide cluster reduction. Oh my God. He's going through a glide cluster reduction. Oh.
That's what we're going to have to do, a glide cluster reduction. Everybody's fired. Last paycheck will be in the mail. Nothing we can do, glide cluster reduction.
Okay. Clean out your desk and fuck off. Woo! I have glide cluster reduced everyone in this building. Oh,
that cluster, you can go just glide right out.
The Morning Disaster is brought to you by our friends at Recon Tex. That's Recon Tex on the corner of 8th and Black. It's Recon Tex. Head West Substop. All their locations in Springfield and, of course, Jacksonville and Decatur. Head West Subs. When you want a great sub, you know you've got to head west. Hendricks Home Furnishings in Verdon. Take the short drive to Verdon for what will, I promise, be the best furniture shopping experience you will ever have. It's amazing. Simply CBD. Help control your pain, your chronic pain, with Simply CBD. I use their balm and just CBD oil in general, but there's so many different ways to take it. Try it and see how good you feel afterwards. It's Simply CBD, 2 locations, either on block south of Wabash, right on the Wabash MacArthur curve, or their new location up on Sangamon Center North. It's Simply CBD. Core Installation now has has our pandemic supplies like masks, sanitizer wipes, and gloves, so on and so forth, at 741-1079. And Core Installation has, of course, your office furniture. I mean, I know there are people right now that are listening to the show in office chairs that they have gotten from Core Installation. And DTE Technologies, 408-0001. DTE Technologies, they are an IT department for your entire office. You can hire DTE Technologies, and they can do all your IT work and also save you money by switching you over to new phone lines. It's DTE Technologies, 408-0001. And 2 men and a truck. 2 men and a truck moving. Let them help you move. 2 men and a truck. They will get you set up. In fact, my little brother just bought a new house. They're selling their current house and buying a new one. And so he goes, hey, I'm using 2 Morning Disaster advertisers. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, my wife and I were going down to Hendricks Furnishing, and he goes, rather than move, I forgot what he said. It's either the living room or one of the bedrooms or whatever. He goes, rather than move all this shit, he goes, we're just going to leave it, and we're just going to go to Hendricks and buy new furniture for the new house. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then he says, we're also using 2 men in a truck because he's hiring them to pack up to get the old house, the stuff they're keeping, to get it in the truck and then bring it on over and move it to the new house. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I said, say our name. He says, I've already done it. So I'm very excited to hear that. So good for him. But boy, I'm hearing about that his new house. They get. You guys have any family members that have a pool?
No.
Because I've heard a lot about that pool.
Let's say my mom's boyfriend's house has a pool, but he hasn't.
Do you hear a lot about that
actually
pool?
taken advantage of it yet.
Do
No.
you hear a lot about
He
that pool?
just got the place not too long ago, and they didn't open it this season. I think they're waiting until next year to open it.
All I know is my brother's like, "Oh yeah, I got a new house. Really? Yeah, has a pool. Well, really? Okay." And then my mother goes, "Oh, did you hear your brother got a brand new house? Really? It has a pool." I'm like, oh, hearing a lot about this pool. It has a pool.
So one of my sisters also just got a new house, but I don't know if it has a pool or not. But
And then they
again, I
tell,
haven't been out there because it's in North
"Oh, trust
Carolina.
me, if it had a pool, you'd hear about the fucking pool." Someone would have told.
That's when you respond with, "Oh, well, that sounds responsible in the age of COVID."
Like, hey,
communal baths.
Hey, tell Bella to get a new bikini because the new house has a pool. Oh, really? Oh. Very excited about the pool. Very excited about the pool.
Well, I would be. I
know,
like
yeah.
the pool.
Gotta clean pools.
If you look like me, how excited would you be about the pool?
Yeah, that's why my family doesn't have pools. They might leave pools, but they don't have pools.
You know who's got a nice pool is Doran.
That would make sense.
I go over to Doran's house, and that's where I'll swim. I'll swim at Doran's house. But here's why. Because we're friends, and I've known her long enough to where she can see me wearing a bathing suit and not get repulsed. Now, if she invites other people over and I'm swimming, it's going to be a whole issue. But if it's just me, and her, that's fine. You know what I mean? So I don't mind it so much. But there are some people like new people. I'm not going to strip down and looking as I look, get into the pool, for God's sake.
Yeah, I remember going to a resort we used to go to all the time, and when I really got in good shape, it was nice to be able to walk around in the pool and whatever.
Well,
I wouldn't be doing that now.
If you're in good shape, if you're in good shape, or if you're in bad shape and you're, around family, close family and friends. But if you look like me, I mean, seriously, I look like shit. Would you, Jason, are you stripping down to a bikini and getting into a pool?
Not a bikini, no. Swimming trunks, yes, and sometimes I'll still wear a shirt. Just depends.
See, I'm not wearing a shirt. I'm not a hillbilly. I'm not going swimming with a shirt on. But at the same time, I mean,
it's not being a hillbilly. It's showing respect for other people.
Well, I'm just not going to wear a shirt into the
pool. Resort that we went to, I would be wearing a shirt at this point in the pool.
I mean, I'm
and probably a vest and some Spanx.
Really?
I'd have layers.
Like how long did you work out before you went to this place?
Probably about 4 years. I worked. No, I mean we went, but I would get more and more confident because I kept working out over the years. I worked out for about 10 years.
Wow.
Straight, and then I got those kidney stones, and then the COVID thing happened right after that, and it's like you get out of the habit, you get out of the lifestyle of just getting up, going, working out, not even thinking about it, and here I am. About to bust these buttons on this shirt.
I'm just saying I'd have to work out for about 50 years.
Well, I was also trying to eat a little better too, and because once you give up the working out, and once you just said fuck it, you say fuck it with everything. Then you just give me that pizza, give me that. Well, I don't care, whatever. Give me that soda.
I got to start eating better again. I'm working out. I'm working hard, but listen, like I was saying earlier, it seems I'm working hard just to keep from gaining everything back, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if I was eating better, then I'd be losing weight again. I don't feel like I'm losing it.
I think 10 years of working out improved my metabolism so that when the weight did start to come back, it came back in a better place. I'm more of a, holding my weight better than I was, like 15 years ago when it was all like this, whatever that's called, spare tire thing or the muffin thing. I don't really have a lot of that going on.
My weight seems to go all to my fupa.
You just want an excuse to say that.
I was looking. You're right. I was looking.
Not your second really act.
I was looking for an excuse to say fupa. Yeah. No, that's where our mind's going. Mine went to the fat above the pubic region. That's where all my weight's going.
That sucks because then everything around that looks smaller.
Yes,
because
exactly. It's all the fat around it.
Right, bulges out, and then everything else looks like it's
sunken in.
It's almost like an any belly button.
Yeah. You gotta push.
And he agreed.
You gotta push down the fupa. You gotta push down the fupa for anything else to pop out.
Right.
Like a little turtle head.
Yeah, like a turtle head. Yeah. You gotta push on the shell. Yeah, that's what it's like. But now my brother's got a pool, so we're hearing a lot about that pool.
You'll have to get over there and check it out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's nice. My brother's, I'm sure.
And then what's the pool gonna do?
Well,
I mean,
I'm just saying.
No, I mean, as far as like, being in the water and shrinking everything down.
Well, I mean, are they really going to have family gatherings where they want me getting in the pool? Fuck no. My daughter's a good looking kid. She can get in the pool.
Go over to the pool while he's at work and you're not.
My wife's good looking. She can get in the pool. Nobody's going to want me in the pool. I'm going to look like a sea monster.
If it's anything like at my family, the point is you need to be there.
Yeah.
You don't need to be in the pool, but you need to be there to see how happy your wife and daughter are in the pool.
See how happy everybody else is.
That's how my family operates. So that would be.
When I'm inside, I'll be inside watching TV and eating mayonnaise.
Oh my God.
Margarine.
Yeah, or margarine. They'll be out in the pool. And I'll
margarine dumped in sugar.
I look like a walrus. People be
margarine fattened turkey with government cheese.
Yeah, that's me. That's me in a nutshell. But I am glad my brother's getting a pool.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of work that goes into that, man.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. It's not exact. I mean, I know people that got pool and did the whole thing. Woo, we got a pool. What? And then like a year later, we don't have that. Yeah, we filled that in.
I know.
It's an art scene now. It's what?
I mean, I wish Dorn had to go to work, but I wish she was still on. I mean, I know, like in talking to her, like, and you guys probably remembered earlier this year when she goes, "Oh, got to start getting the pool ready. Got to start getting the pool ready." It seemed like it was 2 weeks later, and she goes, "Oh, pool's finally ready." And I was thinking to myself, God damn, how long does it take to get a pool ready?
Well, you got to warm it up too. That takes a long time.
And I think she's closing her pool now, and there's a whole process of getting it closed. It's like, God damn, seems like a lot of work just to have.
I think the closing would be worth. The opening wouldn't be that bad because you're all excited and summer's coming. Oh yeah, woo, we got to do this and this, get it all ready. But closing it would be like, oh, hell with it. Put a cover on it.
Yeah, it's like, God damn, now, now there's this, and the whole thing with Dorn's got a big pool.
She does.
When it's closed, it takes up most of the yard. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's only so many months you get to use that damn pool, Like if I was down south somewhere living, like Pete lives in Atlanta. Atlanta's warm for a longer amount of time than what we are here in Illinois. Or poolside Pat. He lives in St. Petersburg, Florida. I mean, he's got pool year round.
Did you see what Pete put in the chat room?
No, I didn't see it.
Says he goes to the beach and Greenpeace shows up and tries to push him back into
Yeah,
the ocean.
I'm telling you, I know that feeling. I look like a walrus. I look like I waddled up into the. Oh my God, there's a walrus in our backyard. Nobody's gonna want to see me from my family. Jesus, they're not gonna want to see me hang out in the pool.
No, I told you, if they're like my family, they want to see you seeing your daughter and wife be happy with that pool.
Yeah, they'll be happy.
And they'll be like, see the happiness that we provided your family.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, there'll be some of that. And then whenever you
that's the whole reason behind that invite. Again, if they're like my family. So I don't know them that well, so
you're saying
they're like my family.
My brother will use it to rub it in my face.
If they're like my family, yes.
And then whenever you get any kind of argument or anything, well, we provided you a pool. Oh, yes. Well, Jesus.
Just like your mom coming over and saying, "Oh, better get your new bikini ready. They got a pool."
Yeah. So now my mother just reminding me all the time.
Your mother's in on it.
Your brother with the pool.
Reminding me how I'm the failure. I remember there was a time in my family where I was the first person to buy a house. You know what I mean? I'd had two of them. And there was a time. Now, I was just reminded the other day. Well, all your brothers and sisters, they own their own houses. Oh, really? So is that your way of saying that I don't?
Yes.
Yes.
And one of them's got a pool.
Yeah, and he's got a pool. Make sure you checks on time to your landlord. Well, fuck off. You know what I mean?
I went from being the star of the family to the unemployed guy looking for ways to sell marijuana.
That's all right. I'm the one who's the fucking who looks like a walrus going to my brother's pool.
And by the way, still has not been called back by any of these like cannabis, dispensaries, by the way.
You even got your training and they haven't called you back.
Well, the training I took on my own.
They'll probably tell you you're overqualified.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Well, they don't want to hire somebody that knows more than the manager.
No, they want to hire some young person that just came from the mall, working retail.
That is too stupid to know that $9 isn't a lot of money an hour. Mm-hmm. I can tell you, I applied for a job with the city park district. I never got a call back. Never. And I'm extremely qualified.
Did you ever get in trouble with the morning disaster in a city park?
I'm sure several times. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always blame it on notoriety. You can be like, well, I'm notorious. They don't want to hire me because they don't want a street team showing up. I can't say that.
They don't want to hire me because I don't know why they would. I'm extremely qualified for it, Yeah. My whole thing is I just want a job where I can continue to do this.
Right.
So I want a job that, doesn't start till like 10.
I just don't want a job that I hate.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. I've never really done that, so I can't start doing that at, 48 years old. I can't just start being the person that dreads waking up every morning and has a job they hate.
Yeah. Now there's a bunch of people listening that are going, well, fuck you. I've done that my whole life.
You've done it your whole life. You're used to it.
Yeah. And I'm with Rocky though. I've been in radio my whole life and I've been doing this. Well, not so much this because in radio, there would be somebody that would be critiquing the show and then, well, we want to have an air check meeting. Fuck your air checks. By the way, can I just say, fuck your air checks. fuck your air checks. I don't need some fucking 28-year-old kid listening to my show telling me how to do it. By the way, you know what I mean? I don't need that. Fuck off. Fuck your air checks. Take your air check and shove them right up your ass. Pardon my anger, but
My goodness, that was one great thing about where I
That was
worked. It didn't
picked
matter
up.
who the program director was.
By the way,
None of them really air checked me.
yeah, well, but I'm
They
saying,
said, "Look at those ratings. Do what you want."
like during the morning disaster era, no one ever dared air check me. Well, as soon as I got into talk radio, everybody decides they want to air check me. Fuck you. I had one guy go, hey, Ray, I want to air check you. And I'm like, goddamn, I've listened to you fucking do radio. You're fucking horrible. I'm not going to have you air check me and try to tell me how to do good radio. Fuck you. Hey, I want to air check you.
Set this motherfucker off.
The air check this.
Hey, I'm gonna air check you. No, fuck you. Hey, fucking air check.
You didn't have to get air checked by, did you?
Oh my God, I can tell you who you'd be laughing.
There's really, I think I only know one person anymore.
It's probably the one I'm thinking of that taught me how to read news.
Back when I was doing the morning disaster, no one dared air check me. And when I was,
By the way, an air check is when a
explain.
person, it's
Yes.
when a program director or a boss will listen back to a show with you on tape, but all of the music and commercials and everything are cut out, and it's just like if you're doing a music show, it would be just you talking between the songs, or a morning show, just the morning show,
And
just
then,
the parts where the morning show's talking.
And then they critique. And by
And
the
then
way,
they give you advice, critique you.
if someone wants to listen to the show and then pass me along notes, I'll take it. That's fine. That's fine. I am always Wes is saying, show me on the dial where the air check touched you, Ray. Yes, you're absolutely right. No, like if someone wants to give me notes, I'll take that. I'll take notes. I'll take notes now. If someone, like I've had friends of mine listen to this show and send me notes, I'm fine with that. But if I'm and here's what they do: they get you in the room and they play your tape of you, and then they stop it, and then they give critique. Well, if you would have blah blah blah, you would have gotten more. It's everything in my power to not go. Fuck you. You do it.
It sounds like you're doing that now.
Temperature at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do those time checks.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with the show.
You're really not
You
saying.
got to work on your word economy.
You're not really saying the time as much as you should, really, because every motherfucker listening has a cell phone. They literally, they can look and see what time it is, or you can see what temperature it is, or look on Twitter and get the news. Jesus Christ, fucking air check. Fuck you. Oh, I don't know why. I don't know. Oh, it just
I never got air checked.
struck a nerve. The last time, right? I'm glad I got fired because for some reason they started doing, let's air check you, Ray. We're gonna air check you. Well, who's gonna air check me? Some fucking 28-year-old kid who's never done a talk radio show in his entire life is going to air check me? Are you kidding me?
Well, he's gonna bring that young angle. We're going for the young, and he's got that fresh approach. He's gonna show us how to do it Facebook style. Like the youngins.
God.
Like they do it on MySpace.
Or here's the host of WNNS. He's going to teach me how to do talk radio.
I knew we'd get around to that.
Fuck you. Fuck you, air check.
That's who I was thinking. And some of that
Yes,
feedback
that's
probably
who I was-
happened earlier too.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know damn well.
That is pay the hell back.
I'm
That's
gonna
what that was.
sit here and listen to this person air check me. A lot. Then, oh my God! Don't even get me started. Like
And stuff.
when I was
You didn't say, whenever you say like a noun, say in stuff after it. And then that makes it sound like you're talking about more than just what you say. Like, coming up, we're going to talk about triangles and stuff.
Makes you sound like an airhead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had I don't even know if this person knew that this was going on, but for like 6 months, half of that MAY staff, remember how they used to have, they had a little while there. This was probably around 2002, where they had a couple of wild people on that. You know what I'm saying? Remember those people? And they started this thing where this person was known by in stuff. Like, did you show this in stuff? And it was because he talked about, he would just say in stuff after everything. We're going to talk about French fries and stuff.
Oh, here's
Well,
the-
when you talk about like how soggy and stuff they are, then that makes people like upset and stuff.
I'd rather eat a fucking turd sandwich than have. Here's another one, Rocky. Tell me if you've heard of this. Tell me if you remember this. What did you do today that increased your amount of Facebook friends? You want to know what I did? I didn't do a fucking thing to increase my. You don't want to know why? Because when I first got on Facebook, I was on for 2 weeks before I was capped out on friends. Because everybody knows who my fucking name is. What did you do to
See,
increase?
when they would ask me that, I would just answer them. It's like a little different situation we had.
What did you do to increase your amount of Facebook friends? Nothing.
I made a video of the current promotion we're doing. I did two reach outs to specific listeners on questions they had, and I sent a share of this funny thing of panda bears going down a slide.
I squatted over a webcam and spread my ass cheeks and wrote "kiss my ass." That's what I did.
That's probably why you don't work there anymore.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm telling you, that's the shit that shit made me crazy. What did you do to increase your Facebook friends? I can't increase my Facebook friends because I've been capped out on Facebook friends since 2009. You mother!
Yes, all the things you wish you could have said.
Yeah,
we get to hear them all now.
Don't even get me started.
In a compilation.
Listen, Summers in the chat room. She was in radio. Wes was in radio. They all know what I'm talking about. You all know.
This is a Patreon show.
Yeah. Oh, this is what the Patreon show is going to be about Friday. Ray bitches about air checks. I'm telling you right now. Summer, you know what I'm talking about.
I think Tyler said he was trying to call in.
Oh, were you? I'm sorry, I don't have the phone on.
Ray, you want to make sure you have the phone ready at all times when listeners want to call in so that you can put them on the air immediately. Because if people try to call in and they can't get in, then they're going to stop listening.
Did you not see the
they're going to
addition
feel
I made
slighted.
to the ticker there?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
It says to call us, assuming Ray remembered to turn the phones on.
Oh, we've had 25 missed calls.
Are you serious?
Ray Laddles, 100 technical difficulty.
Shit. We've had 25 missed calls. Oh shit! I'm gonna take a picture.
This is where the air checking. This is why they did that.
I'm gonna take a picture just to show like how many missed calls we had. Hello, you're on the Morning Disaster.
Hey, Ray, can I air check you?
No, you're not gonna air check me.
How's your Facebook status quota going with friendship?
My
levels?
Facebook's
have you got
my Facebook friends are capped.
how many missed calls have you had today?
Thank you. I had a lot.
Goodbye.
25 missed calls. I'm sorry.
That's why I made that addition to the ticker.
Well, but here's why. Okay. It's because I started doing, I had to certify for unemployment today. So that's what I brought up. And then that was while the show was starting. So that screen's been up. So I didn't even have the other screen up. So I'm sorry, everybody. Sorry.
Not really lending much to the whole I don't need to be air checked. I'm above critique.
Well,
thing.
No. I'm not saying that. No. I'm saying like, all right. I know you didn't like him, but I respect Jeff Murphy, the guy who was our consultant. Okay. I respect Jeff, and Jeff at any point can listen to a show and send me notes. That's what he would do. You know what I mean? He would send me notes, and I'd read the notes and go, oh, that's a good point. And I'd follow them. I'm just saying that I could do that just as easily.
Another difference. I would see his notes and be like, this fucking guy's out of his mind.
What I'm
Come
saying, you know what I mean? I could see those notes and understand what he was saying very easily.
Well, you run into situations, and I've kind of been like this because I've had an overabundance of critiquing people because I worked at Broadcast Center as an instructor. And you run into situations where people feel like they have to have so much advice to give you, or they have to correct you so much, or they're not doing their job. And it's like, no, if somebody's doing awesome, tell them awesome. Keep it up, whatever you're going to say to them, but you don't have to make up negative stuff just because that's the rule. You have to have so much negative and sandwich it between this positivity and blah blah blah, and always wear a blue shirt and whatever the rules are. I mean, but yeah, there's people who think that way, that you have to be negative. It's your job. If consultants are like that, if we come in and say everything's great, then what do you need us for? So we've got to protect our jobs by going, oh my God,
like
the whole goddamn station's in disarray.
Well,
but we're number one in 5 different. Oh, it doesn't matter. The world's crumbling.
Like
you got to change this and change that.
Like I'm saying though, I was fine with our consultant listening to a show and then sending me notes. That's fine. I just didn't know why I had to sit in a room with someone while they played it. By the way, I don't want to hear myself. They play a tape where you have to listen to yourself, and then they critique it, and they point out and nitpick every fucking thing you did that they personally didn't understand or didn't like. Well, of course you're not going to understand it. It's not for you. The show's for cool people, or I'm doing the show for older people, or doing it for younger people, or doing it for a different person, not for you. So, why in the hell? So I like the fact that our consultant could put himself in the place of, like during the morning disaster years, our consultant could put himself in the place of like a 32-year-old and think like that. He could think like that and then give you the notes. I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to sit in a room with some light rock jock listening to me doing talk radio and trying to give me tips while listening to me and then stopping it and then commenting and then playing a little more and then stopping it and commenting and then playing a little more and then answering text on his phone to where he's not even listening to something. It's just insulting. It's like, don't even fucking hire me if that's what you want to do.
Well, especially when the success rate, for what the person being critiqued is higher than the person doing the critiquing.
Yes.
It really doesn't make sense.
It's just.
And that's what you run into all the time, all over the country, with the whole timeless battle between the program director and the morning show. It's like who runs the station, who's in charge, who's it's an ongoing battle.
But
if the morning show's up here and the program director's experience is here, it's obvious.
I would be on WMAY. WMAY, they'd want to critique me. And here's what I felt like saying. You know what? Go fucking air check Jim Leach. Air check Jim Leach, then play me the tape where you're air checking him, and then I'll respect you when you try to air check me. Because I know that motherfucker's not getting air checked.
Yeah, he was like me. He's too good.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you. I'm not gonna sit through an air check just because you probably got yelled at for not doing your job. So you decide, okay, well, I'm gonna air check Ray then.
Well, then when you've worked for a company as long as you have in all the different positions, you run into situations where you're encountering people that may have a problem with you because of a past, something that happened in the past.
It's like, here you go. You can listen to my show and give me notes. That's fine. You can listen, give me notes and I'll take them. That's fine. But I don't need you. I don't need to have you listen to me while I'm in the room. Listen, because I hate to listen to myself. I hate it. So now I got to listen to myself and listen to you. Oh my God. When I was at WTAX, they never air checked me. I enjoy. In fact, there was a guy in charge named Steve Goldstein, who was vice president of Saga when I was there. And at one point they talked about, well, maybe we should try to do an air check with Ray. And then I talked to Goldstein the other day and I said, they want to do an air check with me. He fucking called him and said, don't you dare air check him. So there was no air checks for me until when Steve Goldstein left, they brought this other fucking asshole in who was a big, I'll give him credit though. He was a big Trumper before before Trump, in the middle of 2015, this guy knew Trump was going to be the next president. So I'll give him credit for that. But he was the guy who said, well, you need to be more conservative. And I'm like, no, I am who I am. You're not. What do you want me to lie to the audience? And he'd be like, yes, lie to them. Lie to them. And I'll be like, oh.
Just like every other media outlet in the country delivering propaganda. Yes.
It's like, I'm not going to lie to people. It's not what I do. Oh, I just don't get me started. I hate air checks. I hate them. That's why I'm serious. I'm serious when I say I would rather chop off a fucking toe than go back to doing talk radio. Get an air check, you. Oh my God. I'll work at McDonald's serving goddamn quarter pounders.
And then you'll be quarter pounder checked.
Do they do that?
Sorry, you put too much ketchup on these.
Do they do that at McDonald's?
We're not made of money. You should use less onions.
Yeah, I just I don't know what I'll do.
What do you think this are, Lionel? Onions are us.
You need to work on your beef flipping economy.
You're not.
You call those fries done?
You're not flipping your beef properly. Here's how you flip it. Let me give you an example of flipping beef.
You need to give the time and weather when you serve that burger.
Oh God.
That shit might work for McDonald's. It's Hardee's, boy.
Burgers are monsters for a reason.
We make the speed team happen. You got to ask yourself, are you part of the team? Because the teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh my God.
I'm glad I don't have to sit and listen to stuff like that. That would be the job I would not want. Some situation where you're hearing things like teamwork makes the dream work.
I'm just saying.
Those accessory signs all over the place. The guy that overtook Broadcast Center started sticking up those accessory. I made him take him down.
God.
Look, I'm not going to work here if those are on the wall. Those are outrageous.
Yeah,
a team of Air Force airplanes, okay, flying over, and they say U.S. Air Force on the bottom of them, and the caption at the bottom is, oh wow, what was it? Something like, isn't it great when you can accomplish something and don't care who gets the credit?
No,
I'm pretty sure that's the U.S. Air Force. It says it on their plane. What do you mean who gets the credit? It's a stupid thing to say anyway. Getting the credit is a great motivator of quality. If your name is on something, you know that people are going to know you did it, you're probably going to put more into it. You know who says it doesn't matter, and you know who did it, what, we're a team, it didn't matter who did. The person that didn't do shit is the one that comes up with that.
Yeah.
The person that comes in at the last minute and go, oh, well, here's my little contribution, dip. Oh, I didn't. Oh, we all pitched in. It wasn't one or two. No, it was all of us equal. That's the one. Somebody going around saying that, you know they didn't do shit.
The person that's going around saying, oh, well, I don't want to just personally name who did what. We all deserve the credit for that. You know that's a person that didn't do a fucking thing. Like, oh,
and here this guy is hanging all these up. I'm like, take those down.
Ray's show is good because
radio is some, learning to peddle a certain amount of bullshit. You can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Yeah. Especially people who weren't qualified to wipe the shit out of my ass. Or the ones...
planes flying over with who they are on the plane. And then it says, isn't it great what you can accomplish when you don't care who gets the credit?
Oh my God.
Okay, well, don't put a plane with the name of the, okay, never mind.
You know, the problem with your show is you don't give the time enough. Time's 10:05, time for show to be over.
I never understood somebody mentioned the cat hanging in there posters.
Oh, yes.
That is so stressful. I mean, it's a cat hanging. Oh, who wants to sit and look? Why do women have that at their desk? What's that?
I said the cat's most likely about to fall to its death.
Right. Why would a woman who's stressed out and whatever want that picture next to her desk all the time?
When I see that,
to calm her down.
When I see
a
that,
cat
here's what I think.
in peril.
Here's what I think. I think, motherfucker, put the camera down. Put the camera down and help that goddamn cat. What the hell you did? What are you taking a picture for? This cat's about to die.
Right.
Good morning. You're on the Morning Disaster. Hello.
Hey, Ray, it's your brother.
Oh, hi, Fooner. What's going on?
Nothing over here stuck in North Carolina on a 34-hour restart. So,
Oh, sorry about that.
yeah, Hillbilly Joe country, inbreeders and NASCAR. That's all I got to say.
Inbreeders and NASCAR. Hell yeah.
But no, you were talking about somebody trying to tell you how to do your job. Well, I've been trucking literally since what, '88 when I joined the Army. That's what I did. And I love it when we get a safety guy in the office. Never drove a fucking truck in his life, and he's telling you how to do it, and he's watching a video. And I'm looking at him, I was like, dude, you're a dumbass. And I said, by the way, that video you're watching, I'm pretty sure that school went out of business because they couldn't hire a damn good driver to drive a tricycle. Dumbass.
I don't get it.
Nope.
I don't
Guys,
understand it.
People end
It
up
just
behind the
makes you
wheel
guys
looking
get
for the
crazy.
rewind button. Well, I saw it on the video.
Well, the thing is, here it is. We got a guy. I mean, I don't work for a company no more. I've switched over, and I work for a smaller family company to an owner-operator company. But here it is. This guy said, well, how long you been driving a truck? 6 months. You're what? And you're the safety office? Yeah. And I asked the guy straight out, and I got in trouble for it. I said, well, there's a reason why you're sitting in this truck and not sitting in this chair and not the other seat. And I said, so you're going to tell me how to do my job? And so he played a video, and then he goes, oh, this is the wrong video. Well, what it shows is a guy backing into a building. He wants to show you how to do a down back. And I'm like,
This
dude,
is the wrong video.
Oh, this is a wrong video. I don't want to show you that.
That one shows you how to get into a hucklebuck. That's a totally different thing.
I don't get it. I never ever want to go through an air check again. And I haven't,
it just drives you crazy.
thankfully I haven't had to go through too many of them. But
Well, I remember back in the
I just hate it.
disaster days, and you had a producer, I believe his name was Rocky. I think he kind of had some anger issues back in the day. I think he needed, somewhat of a small air check.
You think?
Yeah. Needed a face check.
No, I'm telling you, we were back in the disaster days. It's probably the best. We were nobody ever tried to air check us. They didn't. No. Here's the rules of disaster. I'm telling you right now. There was a formula you follow, and we even do it to this day. All the conversations go through Ray. There you go. Every conversation goes to me. So people that are on the show, you don't talk to each other directly. You just keep the conversation through me. There's the only rule. Have a good show. That's all we did.
Yeah, a lot of morning type shows do that at the Nucleus thing. But I always wondered when I got back on here, and I wouldn't think about it until after the show was over. It's like do people think I'm rude because I never actually say anything to Jason or Nick? I always talk to you about them, and that's the reason, is because I'm so used to that.
But I think Nick
format where you don't talk to anybody but the host. If you say something about somebody like Doran, you say it to the host about them. You don't talk directly to Doran.
That's how professional. That's how I've always done
then
it.
I end up looking at people that don't know that. I end up looking rude or whatever. It's like, well, Nick is right there. Why doesn't he just ask Nick?
No, Nick does the same
That's
thing.
against the rules.
Nick does the same. Nick does the same thing.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, you talk directly to me. You say, like, for example, you guys would say, hey, don't you, like, you want to talk about Nikki, all right? And you might be thinking, you might just want to say, oh, Nikki, you've got a drug problem. That's not, you go, don't you think Nikki has a drug problem? I mean, that's just how, that's how you do it. That's the only rule we've ever had, ever.
Yeah, and that's a pretty broad, I mean, everybody does. I mean, if you look at Howard Stern or whatever, Robin doesn't talk to the joke. They all talk
through
Howard.
him. You talk through, which is why
It's a
Morning
tip,
Disaster, you talk through me. That's the only rule we've ever had. It didn't require a fucking air check. It didn't require any of that stuff. It just required common sense to keep.
And it's really important to do that in radio, and not so much when you have the Zoom and you can see people, but in radio it keeps away from the confusion of who's talking to who or who are they talking about. And
Yeah,
Don't stand on the chair.
it's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Anyway, we should probably I'm not gonna take a break. Be back with more in just a second.
Make sure you check out the Morning Disaster app on iPhone and Android. You'll find the app in Google Play and the iPhone App Store. The app is brought to you by Recontex. It's time for you to get detail-oriented. They can clean your car inside and out, and consider this a tsunami warning. If you don't get a fresh coat of tsunami from Recontex, your car is going to look old and tired. Call 670-1132, 670-1132, and schedule your detail today. Recontex, 820 East Black Avenue, Springfield.
All right, we should probably wrap it up, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today. This is show 100. This is show 100. I'm sorry I got a little angry when it came to the thought of air checking, but we'll probably talk more about it on Friday during the subscriber show.
Or the rest of the week.
Or the rest of the week. Jason, are you what's your availability for this week?
It's pretty much like it was last week.
All right,
I've
cool.
got a lot of time off I'm trying to burn right now for the end of the fiscal year.
Awesome. All right.
Which is in a couple weeks.
We'll come back at 8:00 tomorrow. Rocky, I want to air check you this afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to send one of these shows to, I still know some people that work at Broadcast Center. I'm going to send one of these shows to Broadcast Center and see if they'll have a few first month students. First month students critique it.
Listen, I am, and I've never ever had a problem with anyone sending me notes. Send me notes, but I don't want to sit in a room with anyone and have them listen.
I'll tell them
to
they have
me
to make video of their critique, and then you'll have to see their face.
Oh my god! I'd rather
To me,
chop off a
note
toe.
would show that the person is engaged in the product and wants to help you make it better.
Yeah. Well,
an Aircheck is just an asshole wanting to tell
yeah,
you what you're doing.
wanting to somehow belittle you, and I'm not going to play that game. All right, thank you guys so much for listening. Be back tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
You better wake up, sleepyhead. Get your fat butt out of bed. There's a man who got up at 4 a.m. just to play you Zeppelin and Pearl Jam. Raymond Lytle is his name. Some have called him just a bit insane. But you may find him a little idiotic. But his is the only morning show you can say has really got it. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. With Central Illinois' morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. Sean Bullen Scott, news and sports. Bodine's running down North Grand in his undershorts. Michelle will dwell on things colored pink and purple. They'll explain why Jim made a remake of that movie called The Black Hole. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. The Central Illinois morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster.
So long, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, that's going to wrap up today's show. Thank you so much for listening. Come back tomorrow. Join us at 8 a.m. for another edition of Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. Let's start the replay of today's show. Episode 1.